Coming off the back of a jaw-dropping Women's Grand Prix on Saturday in Wolverhampton, this past Sunday, Revolution Pro Wrestling was once again live in Coventry, and what an afternoon of action it was. We started off with singles competition between the modern classic Josh Holley and the number one contender for the undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship, Nino Bryant. And Bryant's incredible form continued in the West Midlands. A Bryant splash, a 1-2-3. Nino Bryant won again, but just as he was celebrating, the champion himself, Leighton Buzzard, charged down from the commentary position, struck Bryant from behind with the championship belt, and he and Holley were launching an assault on the number one contender until Nino's brothers, Zander and Leland, came to the rescue of Nino. Tag team action up next, and four of the women who lit up the Women's Grand Prix were back in the ring. Tournament finalists CMLL's Zeuxis teaming with Emerson Jane against Jungle Kiona and Amira Blair. Blair and Jungle Kiona would pick up another victory. So some welcome relief for Amira from her ongoing troubles with her partner Michael Oku, the undisputed British heavyweight champion, on his road to Wembley, but a successful weekend in the West Midlands for Amira Blair. The former mentor of Leon Slater, head coach of the Slater dojo, Liam Slater, was nowhere to be seen in Coventry, as Leon, who has now parted ways in the most dramatic of fashions with the Slater dojo, took on the most junior of its recruits in HMD. But without backup from the head coach, HMD simply did not have enough. Leon Slater getting the pinfall win. And after that, the youngest in charge had something to say.
Leon, you tried to switch on me in Bradford. You tried to switch on me in Doncaster. You tried to switch on me in Sheffield. Now it's my turn to switch on you. And I can't think of a better place to switch on you than Wembley. Yeah!
Two more women who have made quite the impression on their debut weekends in RevPro are Australia's Jessica Troy and France's Corey Zero. They did battle in Coventry, and what a match it was between the pair of them. In the closing moments, Jessica Troy's tactics throughout the match of focusing on the arm of Zero, paying dividends. She was able to lock in La Mystica to get the win over Zero. Two big victories then this weekend across three memorable matches for Jessica Troy. In Bradford at Summer Sizzler, Leon Cage got a surprise victory over his big bro, Jay Joshua. Cage was back teaming with Joshua and with the number one contender for the British heavyweight title, Connor Mills. In six-man tag team action in Coventry, they were taking on Will Caven, Mark Drew, and Kieran Lacey. And throughout the early portion of the match, Mills and Joshua seemed very reluctant indeed to allow Cage any part in the match. Sensing that lack of coherence in their opponents, Caven, Drew, and Lacey took full advantage. But eventually, Cage was tagged in, and it proved to be decisive. Leon Cage getting the pinfall victory for his team. Connor Mills seemed to be nodding in approval at that fact, whereas Jay Joshua looked frustrated, storming off as Cage celebrated the victory in the middle of the ring. Next up, contenders Elvin Narayan and Chicago Desai were getting ready to go one-on-one when they were unexpectedly interrupted by the music of the undisputed British heavyweight champion Michael Oku.
It's Isaac Murray's birthday! What better birthday present than I can give to you, Isaac, than to team with me?
So two contenders who had expected to be opponents suddenly found themselves as tag team partners. They did their best against Oku and Murray. Narayan, though, in the end, falling victim to the final destination, Oku getting the pinfall win. After the match, Oku, as he celebrated with Murray, decided to mock one of the moves of his rival, Connor Mills. Oku doing his version of a rebound lariat, but Mills, who was still back in the locker room after his match earlier on, decided he'd seen enough. He charged to the ring to confront the man he's going to challenge at Wembley. Oku wanted no piece of Mills, immediately left the auditorium.
Well, how about next week in London, you take one night off for being a coward, and you stand in this ring and you look me in the eyes, because I'm going to take great pleasure in describing the beating that waits me at Wembley Arena.
At Summer Sizzler in Bradford, we saw an unexpected return on the part of TK Cooper as he assaulted JJ Gale. So Gale and Cooper put in the ring against each other in Coventry to settle their differences. A rematch of the finals of this year's Revolution Road tournament, and a match that in the end had the same outcome. The Gale Force from Gale, the heart and soul of RevPro, getting the pinfall victory over TK Cooper. Cooper was furious afterwards as he claimed he had his foot under the bottom rope, but just as he was mounting one of his typical protests, he was assaulted from an unlikely source, the centerpiece, David Francisco, charging the ring, attacking Cooper, nailing him with the ruckus for reasons unknown. Next up, the latest chapter in a rivalry here in RevPro that has spanned years. Luke Jacobs and Robbie X have competed many times in the past. They did so again in Coventry. Both men brought out some of their biggest moves in an attempt to beat the other. Ultimately, though, Jacobs was able to wrap his body around Robbie X, putting X to sleep. Jacobs winning this one via stoppage. So on to our tag team main event featuring the winner of the previous day's Women's Grand Prix, the new #1 contender for the undisputed British women's title, teaming with Myla Grace against Zoe Serrano and Shayna Baszler. As the match continued, Kanji found herself in trouble. Serrano and Baszler once again focusing on that already damaged left arm. We reached a moment where Kanji desperately needed the tag, but just as she got to her corner, Grace walked away, and Serrano and Baszler took full advantage. Moments later, a double team maneuver allowing them to secure the pinfall win over Kanji, who nonetheless had plenty to say after the match.
I won't take what she did today personally, because there is nothing is going to stand in my way, because baby, we're on the road to Wembley! I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure the next time I am here in Coventry, I'll be holding this championship, and I'll be holding the undisputed Revolution Pro Wrestling Women's Championship!
She gets that chance August 29th, but before that, she'll find out this coming Sunday, August the 2nd, who her opponent is going to be. The current champion, Alexis Falcon, has one more defense to make live in London. So for that and many other reasons, we hope you will join us in our capital city this coming Sunday when RevPro is once again live in London. In the meantime, I've been Dave Bradshaw, and this has been your RevPro Recap.